Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some race gameplay. You might have been wondering why I haven't uploaded for the last 5 days. I have a reason for that, really. It's just because I was waiting for something to happen. To be quite honest, I'm not really liking where the gaming industry is right now. I think we're in a really dull patch across the board. First off, starting with the VGX Awards. I don't know if you watched that, but it was one of the most out-of-touch gaming award shows I've ever seen. ZSev made a video on the subject. Very depressing, to be honest. Put a really bad light on gamers. The person, Joel McHale, he was not passionate about games in the slightest. He did not respect anyone in the gaming industry. And he just, I don't know, it feels like that award show was 10 years out of date. It just didn't feel right. And the games that they showed off themselves, like Titanfall was probably the game we saw the most from. And even then, we really didn't see that much. Like, we saw the two new mech classes. They look really cool, don't get me wrong. But considering the game is only 3 months until release, I was kind of expecting a bit more. And then, obviously, Destiny got delayed. And right now, I'm just like, there's just not a lot on my plate to be dealing with. And that leads me to where Halo is right now. And I want to talk about the 343 livestream. Now, going into the 343 livestream, I kind of had my fingers crossed that we'd see something Halo-related at VGX. Not necessarily anything to do with Halo 5. I think, you know, like, me looking out for Halo 5 right now is being optimistic, and I could say the same for anyone, because to be fair, it's still not even in the year that the game is actually being released, so I think it's being pretty optimistic. But, at the same time, I do kind of want some Halo 4 DLC stuff really bad, and, you know, announcing a 343 day live stream just seemed like a bit of a tease, in my honest opinion, because the first thing that's going to spring to your mind is, why are they doing a 343 live stream? Have they got something in store for us? And that was definitely my first impression. It was like, oh, have they got something under their belt? Because the whole idea of a 343 day, you know, a day dedicated to 343 as a company, the average person, when you ask them about 343, they probably say they don't know who they are, or B, they killed the Halo franchise. And, you know, I'm someone who's more positive about 343 than anyone else. I think they're a good company. A lot of people, even the people who play Halo 4 regularly and upload Halo 4, don't have a nice word to say about them. And if they do, they still won't say that they're better than Halo 3 or Halo 2. They'll still just, you know, no one really has outstanding positive opinions about 343, especially at this point. Maybe a couple of months ago, but it's definitely starting to wane right now. So a 343 live stream, you know, I kind of expected them to have something. To be like, yeah, you might not have that much faith in us right now, but don't worry, because we're about to give you this. We're about to give you a flashback map pack, a spin-off Halo game. Anything like that. And I know this might sound a bit like optimistic or a bit entitled, but personally I do feel like I'm entitled to some sort of compensation, considering Halo 4 is barely playable right now. The playlist that they just brought into the game recently, Ricochet, you know, that was meant to be a sort of revival, especially with, like, Pitfall DLC. A, you never play Pitfall in matchmaking anymore. B, Ricochet is one of the least played playlists in the entire population. The other day I looked, and it was second to last to Throwdown. And that's just terrible. There's no other way of saying it. So 343 Day, I thought was a chance to redeem themselves and to say, you know, we're going to give you this. Because also, I wanted it for the fact that I've been having faith in 343 for such a long time. I've been always saying, nah, 343 have our backs. Like, they might not have had the best release window. They might not have fixed a couple problems here and there, but they do have our backs. They're genuinely updating the game regularly with these rotational playlists and stuff like that. And they'll have our back. They'll cover a couple of stuff that we were hoping for a long time. And it just kind of feels like a slap round the face to see 3 hours worth of Spartan Assault advertisements and the books advertisement. You know, like a Spartan Assault, I'm not going to say I hate it. I'm not going to say I hate the idea of Spartan Assault or think it's a bad game, but dedicating that amount of time to something that might as well just be an indie game, might as well just be a very short-lived arcade experience, and they showed that much time to it, dedicate that much attention to it. And the thing that really irks me is that we've already seen this PC gameplay. We didn't need to see gameplay. We've seen it on PC. We've seen it on the better, graphically superior platform. Why do we need to see more gameplay? And yeah, you might say, well, they've got the new mode. They've got that co-op mode. I don't know about you guys, but I was expecting co-op campaign. I was not expecting co-op flood horde mode. Like, For me, Flood are one of the least interesting bad guys to fight. When I want to fight Flood, I want to fight them in a dark, murky setting. I don't want to have to be thinking like, I don't want it to be this set-up area where it's like, oh, here come the Flood, kill the Flood, because Flood, in all honesty, aren't that exciting to fight. They're only exciting to fight, for example, on Halo Combat Evolved, when you're going underground and you're not expecting them to come, and they come out of nowhere, and it's slightly got that horror vibe, but there is no horror vibe in this Flood survival mode in Spartan Assault. I know that's a pretty in-depth discussion regarding Spartan Assault, but I just, if they're going to dedicate that much time to it, I might as well. All I'm saying is, like, it's Free for Free Day, and they pretty much dedicated the day to bigging themselves up, to, sucking up to people within their own company. And, if what Free for Free Day should be a celebration of the fans, and it should be saying, hey, if you look back at Bungie Day, they gave us cold storage, they gave us those flaming helmets, there were quite a cool lot of options. And in this one, the reward that they seem to give to the community were the rotational playlist, which had already been put in effect, they were already going to be put in effect, we already knew about them, and they're some of the worst rotational playlists I've ever seen. Speed Slayer does not work very well, it might as well be Ragnarok 24/7. The other playlist is, I can't even remember, Race, which we should have had from the beginning. Like, does that not irritate anyone? I know this sounds really negative, and I hate to be that guy, but it's just honestly how I feel. Anyway, I've been Modest Major. Hope you guys got some enjoyment out of this negative video. Thank you for watching. Peace.